everyone, it's Alida right here. In this occasion, I would like to deliver to you a presentation about submarine. But before I go to the presentation, I would like to express my deep condolences to all victims and relatives of Nanggala 402 who are affected by this tragedy. My prayers are with you in this time of sorrow. Okay, let's move on to the presentation. Submarines are underwater self-propelled crafts that are designed and built to perform underwater operations for a stipulated amount of time. The submarine design consists of a single or double hull system that houses all the necessary systems and manpower required for completion of their mission. In this time, I would like to tell you about submarine's part and functionalities with a very simple description. So, this is the picture. As you can see, there's a lot of parts, so I will start from left to right. From our left, we can see towed array. Submarine towed array is a flat and thin line, acoustic sensors, passive arrays. Due to the sounds produced by submarines as they move through water or noise from internal system in operation, there is a need to detect other sounds from external sources. Towed array uses hydrophones towed on a cable trailing behind a submarine, and it can be miles long. It is designed to keep the array sensor away from tow vessel noise to improve its signal-to-noise ratio and its ability to detect and track faint contacts like quiet nuclear and diesel-powered submarines and also seismic signals. Connected to the towed array, there is towed array drum. Towed array drum is a part of towed array, but it is more likely to gather information on potential targets, ship movements, and ocean conditions. When we go to the bottom, there is main motor or main electric propulsion motor or EPM. It is directly to and operate in the speed range of the propellers. It is driven by the electric power produced by the batteries. After the main motor, we can see batteries parts, which are aft battery or after battery and forward battery. Each ship has two main storage batteries consisting of two groups of 126 cells each. The forward battery is installed beneath the wardroom gantry, and the after battery is located under the crew's quarters. These are charged by the diesel's alternators. After that, there is propulsion control. This is a system that is used to attain water tightness at the pressure hull and other hull openings. Next, there is diesel engine. A diesel engine is a transmission system that is used to charge the batteries and its associated system, the air conditioning plant, and main high-pressure air system. It is based on petrol-electric transmission, a very similar transmission system used for petrol engines. And then there is a weight compensation tank. Weight compensation tank is located at or in close vicinity to the longitudinal center of gravity of the submarine. It is because any change in weight caused at significant distance from the longitudinal center of gravity would create a trimming moment, which is unwanted, as the submarine only needs to adjust its weight. It is located within the pressure-resistant hull and takes water or pumps water to the sea depending on the situation to be tackled. Next, there is main ballast tanks or MBTS. The main ballast tanks are normally filled with seawater when the submarine is submerged. These tanks can't be pumped. Therefore, when the submarine is surfacing, compressed air must be used to blow the water out through the fluid ports to the sea. It is like when you have a ball in the swimming pool and you try to keep it underwater, it always wants to rise to the surface. But if you put a hole in it so it can't fill with water, the ball will sink. It is the same with ballast tanks. When a submarine needs to submerge, it fills this tank with seawater. Next, fuel tank. The full tank is almost similar to main ballast tanks, but it is normally carry full oil. When not being used as full ballast tanks, they may be used as main ballast tanks. And then there is lower accommodation space. This space is usually used by the crews to make fresh water from the seawater using electricity. This also functions as the storage of food supplies. And then there is galley. Galley is the name of the kitchen of the submarine where all the food, including meals for crews and officers, is prepared. After that, there is control center. Related to the name, the control center is the brain and nervous system of the submarine, allowing one person to command and control the entire machine. And then weapon storage. Every submarine has a torpedo room, along with the ballistic missile submarines with their missile tubs. So this part is basically used to store the weapons. Next, launch tube. A submarine launch tube or torpedo tube is a more complex mechanism than a torpedo tube on a surface ship, because the tube has to accomplish the function of moving the torpedo from the normal atmospheric pressure within the submarine into the sea at the ambient pressure of the water around the submarine. Thus, a submarine torpedo tube operates on the principle of an airlock. And then we move to the top. There is HP air bottles or high pressure air bottles. HP air bottles is a critical system to a submarine because air in high pressure requires large amount of energy that can be used to obtain maximum output in minimum time. For emergency surfacing to save the lives of the crew, the ballast tanks are blown with 450 bar pressure air to cause an immediate reduction in depth resulting in surfacing. Next, there is generator. Generator is the power submarine needs for driving the main motors. It is driven by the main diesel engine or for submerged operation, the main storage batteries. And then exhaust muffler. Exhaust muffler is a water-cooled, the former usually by water from the engine fresh water system, the latter by water from the engine salt water system. And then escape tower. A submarine escape tower is part of a facility used for training submariners in methods of emergency escape from a disabled submarine. It is a tall cylinder filled with waters with several entrances at varying depths. It's simulating an airlock in a submarine. Next, exhaust system. This is exhaust system. So the purpose of the exhaust system is to convey the burnt exhaust gases of combustions from the cylinders to the atmosphere as silently as possible. The system includes exhaust valves and ports, heaters and pipes, main inboard and outboard exhaust valves, and engine mufflers. And then induction system. It describes the intake of air and exhaust through snorkel and mufflers of the Oberon-class submarines. And when I move to the highest place, there are two periscopes here. As you can see, there are usually two types of periscopes used. The first one is search periscope and the second one is attack periscope. A search periscope is used to cater to the navigational purposes, whereas an attack periscope is specially designed such that the data it received can be used to set inputs for the weapon control system. The search periscope is provided with more optical capabilities than the attack periscope, such that it can be effectively used to retain clear view in twilight and dark. The shape and height of the attack periscope so designed that it is least noticeable when the periscope is raised. It is assisted with a heave control system that keeps the visible height of the periscope constant in spite of heaving motions of the submarine. And that a periscope is used for the following purposes such as to observe shipping traffic, and then to observe airborne movement, and to estimate real-time distance for engagement with enemy, to obtain estimated range input for the wired control system, and the last but not least, to perform celestial navigation in submerged condition. And then there is rudder and comms mast. A submarine uses rudder systems or rudder and comms mast when in surface condition or while snorting at periscope depth. Since rudder waves can't propagate in water, the rudder antenna is raised through the rudder mast above the water surface, and so that rudder can be used to detect ships and any other surface object up to the range of the horizon. Okay. And then there is bridge. Bridge, also known as the sail or tower. This is the control center of the submarine. It is the streamlined shaped, non-pressure resistant part of the submarine over the outer hull. A periscope is located in the conning tower, so the submarine can remain completely submerged and still visually see what is on the surface. All of the submarine's operating systems are controlled and monitored from the conning tower. And then there is upper accommodation space. Different from the lower accommodation space, the upper accommodation space is a life support. It consists of the accommodation modules, toilet modules, galley, and the last but not least, cool and cold rooms. It is placed at the midship compartment of the pressure hull. And then there is weapon embarkation hatch. The weapon embarkation hatch is a metal cylinder surrounding the hatch that prevents waves from breaking directly into the cabin. It is needed because surfaced submarines have limited freeboard, and it helps to embark weapons, stow these safely while at sea, and protect them during a shock event, load weapons into the torpedo tubes, and disembark weapons or spent items. And the last but not least is intercept array. Intercept array is self-noise monitoring system that operates simultaneously in active and passive modes and provides high-resolution target detection. So, those are submarine body parts and its functions. It is super mind-blowing to get to know what's exactly inside a submarine. But after all, there is a theme that keeps coming to my mind. It is about why most of submarines painted black. In case you guys are also curious about this thing, I will tell you the reason why. So, submarines are painted black primarily because the color creates an effective camouflage against enemy submarines, ships, and aircraft. It helps them hide, as it is essential for submarines to hide while doing their job because black submarines are very difficult to spot in the vastness of an ocean, especially at night. So that's the reason I read online. But for those of you who know about the specific reason, maybe the right one, please let me know. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Signing off right now. This is all. Until next time, stay healthy.